Okay, let's have a look at navigating the viewports in Cenima4D. Now, currently I'm in the perspective view, which is a total 3D view, meaning if I had an object in here, I could move around the object in 3D space. Now, if I middle mouse button click, it'll take me to a four-way view, where I have the perspective view, the 3D view, and the three orthographic views, which are 2D views. So they allow me to go left and right and up and down, but not around my object like I can in a perspective view. Now, I used the middle mouse button before, so if I wanted to, say, bring the top orthographic view full screen, I could middle mouse button click again, and I could click out of there. I could also use this little button. It's at the top right of each one of the viewports. So if I clicked on here, it would bring the right orthographic view full screen. I could click back here. I'm going to middle mouse button click back in my perspective view. Another way to get through the viewports is using the F1 to F5 keys. So F1 is perspective, F2 is top, F3 right, F4 front, and F5 comes back to the four-way view. Again, I'm going to go back into my perspective. Now let's talk about moving around in the viewports. So in the perspective viewport, if I wanted to orbit around this object, I have a couple different ways I can do that. I can grab this button here and move around. I can dolly with this one, or I can pan with this button. Now, if I hold Alt or Option on a Mac and left click my mouse, I'm going to be able to orbit around my object that way. Right now, I'm clicking outside of the cube. Cross that appears. I'm actually orbiting around that point. However, if I wanted to click right here, say this corner, you'd see the cross appears there, and now I'm orbiting around just that corner of the cube. If I hold 1 down on my keyboard and left mouse button, I can pan. If I hold 2 down and left mouse button, I can dolly. I can also use the roller on my mouse to dolly back and forth. Now, one last thing I want to bring to your attention is this little 3-headed arrow here, green, blue, and red. This is the coordinate system of this object. So the Z is the blue, and it's forward and backward. The green one represents Y, and it's up and down. And the red one is X, and it's left and right. So we call this a gizmo in 3D. So there's a coordinate system for the object, and there's also a world coordinate system down here. Now, I don't want you to worry much about that right now. I just want you to be aware of it. Okay, so that's the basics of the viewport here in Cenima4D.